Welcome to Rooted in Progress, y'all. From historic Oscar nomination, Sinners movie, we are going to digest and take a trip down memory lane here on Rooted in Progress in regards to Sinners. But before we get to that, when you think of the civil rights movement, you often think of Birmingham, you think of Selma, you think of different places in Alabama. But what if I told you there's a lot of history in St. Pete?
That's right. There's a lot of movers and shakers right here in the state of Florida, and that help move the needle. So we'll have all that and more right here on Rooted in Progress.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It is time for your favorite time of the week, Rooted in Progress. What's up? It's your favorite host and your favorite producer.
We got backup dancers now.
It's your favorite host, Dan King, for Terrence Middlebrooks. How you doing today, friend?
I'm doing fantastic, man. You know, it's great to be here alongside you and our wonderful team this morning to be here for another Rooted in Progress day.
We have so much to talk about today. Yeah. If you all have not seen any of the Oscar nominations, our OG Rooted viewers know that we have had Michael B's body double, Percy Bell, on our show. We've also had another actress who starred in, I almost said in Rooted in Progress, who also starred in Sinners on our show. So we're actually going to take a trip down memory lane. Yeah. We're going to hear again from Percy because Sinners just received 16 Oscar nominations, making history. So we're going to talk about that. But first, we are super excited to talk about a civil rights trolley tour going down right here in Tampa Bay. This is something that you can do ahead of Black History Month.
Yes, you do. We got one coming up. Because
you can learn Black history outside of February.
Yes. And you know, I'm actually excited about this this interview today and knowing the history of St. Pete. I was listening and doing some research last night when we locked our guest Rui in. And man, I didn't realize St. Pete was so full of historical history.
So much.
I mean, just right here. And so I'm really excited about this interview and looking forward to maybe taking a Trolley tour myself.
I know. I mean, deep tease. I mean, we're talking about St. Pete Black History for Black History Month this year. So let's bring in Rui Farias, who works with the St. Petersburg Museum of History, the executive director there. It's so good to see you. I want y'all to know I have been bothering Rui for the last 3 weeks of my life.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I love it.
We are so excited to have you, Rui. Thank you for everything that you do. Tell us about your involvement with the St. Petersburg Museum of History, how you even got into this role.
So I'm the executive director of the museum. I have the honor of holding that position. We are the county's oldest museum and the state's third oldest museum, actually. Wow. I'm a lifelong resident of St. Petersburg. I started coming to this museum back when I was about 8 years old. When I grew up in downtown, I pedal my bike down here and pay my 25 cents to come in and hang out and play with all the old stuff. It was back then, it was just your grandmother's attic, pretty much. But throughout my career, my love for history never waned. After, spending time in the business world, I became a history teacher at St. Petersburg High School, where I started a St. Pete history class because I realized the kids in that school had no idea about the history of their own town they were growing up in. And from that, everything expanded. I taught U.S. history, and that's when I've always been a student of the modern civil rights movement. And that's kind of when it all started falling in place. And I started realizing how much civil rights history was here in this city that was never shared or talked about.
Wow.
Rui, why don't you dive right into some of the civil rights history? I mean, we could talk as much as far as the first settlers to move here. You could talk about the train tracks that's being built that brought a lot of the African Americans here.
Sit-ins.
The sit-ins, the green benches.
Mm-hmm.
Not to jump ahead, but let's just start off about perhaps how did slaves even migrate, or those free slaves migrate to St. Pete? Yeah.
I mean, so John Donaldson and his family were, as far as we can find, were the first Black residents to come to St. Petersburg. And he was a former slave in Alabama, who made his way here, actually to Florida with his former slave master, who he ended up working for, and then came to St. Petersburg. And John was unique, incredibly talented, could do anything, could build stuff, could fix things, knew how to grow citrus. So when he was here, he and his family were incredibly well liked by the growing white community that was here. So much so that, I mean, from what we've seen, his children went to school with the white children of St. Pete, and we're talking about the 1800s after the Civil War.
Wow.
So it was pretty unique, but that just shows how well liked he was by the community. All of that starts to change though in 1888. That's when the Orange Belt Railway arrived in the Pinellas Peninsula. And it was African American labor that laid all those tracks. And the railroad dead ended in downtown St. Petersburg. So the African American community pretty much exploded in size after that. And that's when city leaders started to panic. So when you look at that, the city quickly started to pencil in, redline in communities such as Peppertown, which was the first African American community in St. Pete, where African Americans were pretty much required to live.
Wow. And a lot of this is going to be featured on this Civil Rights Trolley tour. So, like, take us through what the tour will actually look like for folks.
Sure. So we have a really good relationship with the St. Pete African American Heritage Association, and they do an amazing African American history tour. This tour primarily dives into those actual civil rights events that happen primarily in downtown St. Petersburg. Like, for instance, here we're a city, right? That's a peninsula. On a county, that's a peninsula. On a state, that's a peninsula, right? So at a very young age, you learn how to spell peninsula here in St. Petersburg. But we're surrounded by water. And, for well over 100 years, we've been selling the whole idea of sunshine and surf and, the warm bay and the Gulf beaches and all this good stuff. And that was all fine and dandy. But when you think about it, from the opening of our first true municipal beach and pool in 1913. It wasn't until the late 1950s when the African American population was allowed to enjoy those amenities here in our city. So we talk about the segregation and integration eventually of Spa Beach, of Spa Pool. We talk about the South Mole Beach, which was the designated beach for African Americans, and I use the term beach very liberally because it wasn't much of a beach. It was mostly rocks with about 20 yards of sand.
Wow.
So yeah, and the pools again were segregated until the Jenny Hall pool opened. So it was when you look at those events here, and like you said earlier, Deanne, that when you're in school, you learn about Selma, you learn about Birmingham, you learn about Atlanta, you learn about all these places. You don't learn, even here in Florida, you don't learn about what happened here in Florida.
You don't.
You may get lucky and learn about St. Augustine.
Right.
And MLK was in St. Augustine, but now when you look at St. Petersburg, we had everything they had. In 1960, we had lunch counter sit-ins throughout downtown, at McCrory's, at Kresge's, at Cress's, at Webb City. In 1961, the Freedom Riders arrived in downtown St. Petersburg. They left Tallahassee and arrived in St. Pete. And those buses filled with those brave young people who, went through to integrate the bus systems of the South, mostly the waiting rooms in these bus stations. Our history was a little different when the Freedom Riders arrived. And this is one time, and I don't know how you want to look at this, but there was no violence because basically the mayor ordered the police chief to ignore them.
Oh, wow.
So when they arrived and got off the buses, there were no confrontations. They ended up eating dinner, spending the night with folks like the Wimbishes and the Swains and these other prominent African American families that were here, and then departed the next day. So we had all those. We had the segregation marches to integrate the movie theaters and the public buildings. We had all that here and more because of the water. We had wait-ins on Spa Beach and Spa Pool.
Wow.
And just to show you, I guess, kind of what the civil rights movement was up against in this city. In 1957, Dr. Fred Alsop and the NAACP filed a federal lawsuit against the city of St. Petersburg because the city had been ordered to integrate Spa Beach and Spa Pool. And of course, the city ignored those federal orders. So they filed a lawsuit, and Ross Wyndham, who was the city manager of the city at the time, remember, we did not have a strong mayor then. We had a city manager system. I collect quotes. I love to collect little newspaper quotes. And this is a quote from him in 1957 that Black people in St. Pete don't want to exercise any right the Supreme Court has given them. So that's what you're up against, right?
Really?
When, you know,
and did he say Black people, or it said something else?
No, it actually said Black people, which I was surprised.
That's a shock in the 50s. That's a shock.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, when I saw that quote. And again, that was the attitude. And to just show you another example, we have a civil rights exhibit that's up in the museum right now, a photography exhibit. And there's a photo of two St. Pete police officers standing in front of the yellow tape, right? And basically blocking off the entrance to Spa Beach. And I used to show that photograph to my classes and ask them like what they think, what happened here? Why is the beach closed? And of course the responses that you get were, shark attack, murder, red tide, whatever, right? It never dawned in these kids' minds that the city of St. Petersburg would rather close the beach to everyone rather than allow Black people to use it.
Wow.
Which is just...
How much of the beach are we talking about here?
Well, he said it was just rocks and sand.
Well, I mean, like, lengthwise.
The beach house was closed.
Several miles, or...
Well, no. So Spa Beach. So back in the day, when Spa Beach opens in 1913, there was no bridge to the barrier islands, right? To like St. Pete Beach, Treasure Island, all that didn't exist yet. Right. The land existed, but the towns did not exist. So when the municipal pier opened in 1913 and they opened Spa Beach and Spa Pool, that was like the beach, right? That people would go to because you stayed down. Basically, everybody lived downtown. And so that was the beach. So they closed off the city's only public beach for nearly a year. I mean, it took a lot of pressure from the business community because it was killing our tourism, right? Because they dredged what is now North Shore Beach and people started using that. But I mean, that was some of the resistance that they were up against.
It blows my mind every single time I find out something more about what happened right down the street in St. Pete. Just filled with so much history, even aside from Black history, but Black history is history. And literally it is the architecture and a part of the fabric of St. Pete and how we got here today. So I love that you all are doing this. Was this your brainchild, this Civil Rights Trolley Tour?
Kind of. I mean, we do a series of trolley tours, right? We do a general like St. Pete downtown history tour. We do a baseball history tour. We do a history tour of the west side of St. Petersburg that deals with Prohibition and the natives and all the fun Spanish stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then again, someone approached us about doing an African American tour. I'm like, I'm not going to do that because I love the African American Heritage Association, and they do such a tremendous job with that tour. And then we just started to, and I said, well, what about civil rights? Because no one really talks about that here. And it's, to me, it's mind blowing that happened here in the city. Because when you think about it, really, nobody's from St. Petersburg. I mean, there are like 3 people from St. Petersburg, right? Everybody came from somewhere else, primarily the Northeast or the Midwest. And to see how the city became so segregated and how Jim Crow was so entrenched in our city. I mean, it was so bad that like in 1937, I think it was, the city had on a ballot for the people to vote on to create a white-only primary in city elections, which means that there would never be an African-American on the final ballot. Right. So... And the KKK actually went through the streets to threaten people and try to intimidate them, not for the African American population not to come out and vote. And it just so happens that I guess it didn't work because African Americans voted in record numbers that year, and it was defeated. So, it's just amazing to find out and hear a lot of this story.
Yeah. So Rui, you can't talk about civil rights movement in St. Pete without talking about the green benches. Can you give a little history on the green benches?
So even today in 2026,
yes,
probably the hottest flashpoint of race relations in our city. It's pretty much what symbolizes that. So it starts back in the early 1900s. A very aggressive businessman by the name of Noel Mitchell, who owned the corner of 4th Street and Central Avenue where the Snell Tower is today. He had a small 2-story building there. That was his real estate office. He would see our winter residents, like the visitors, show up and they would just be walking around. So he decided to put a couple benches out there, and they were orange, actually. People would stop and sit, and he was a great salesman. So if you give a great salesman 2 minutes of your time, he's going to sell you something, right? So he was, he would invite them into his office and ended up selling a property, whatever, right? And so other businesses saw this, started duplicating it. And before you know it, St. Pete's downtown sidewalks looked like a circus tent because there were, all kinds of different colored benches everywhere, right? So then when Al Lang of, our baseball fame here in our city, became mayor, he had city council pass what we call the green bench ordinance, that all the benches had to be the same height, width, and color, that green bench green. So it became a symbol of hospitality, welcoming people, tourism, but like everything in history, there's always two sides, right? And the side is that African Americans were not allowed to sit on the green benches.
Right. But they were everywhere.
They were
everywhere.
So from what we can tell, there was somewhere between 4,500 and 5,000 green benches lining the streets of downtown St. Pete.
And these were like
it was like Facebook before computers, right? You just go sit down, hang out, socialize with your friends, right?
And it was like when I did a story on the green benches because there's also Green Bench Brewery, which I love that they are trying to honor that, not even trying, they are honoring that history and letting it live on, but it's the fact that the benches were supposed to be symbolism of community. Yet, not all the community could take part. It's just wild to think about that.
Yeah, and you have to understand though that here is a city, unlike Tampa. The city early on in its history made a decision that Tampa was going to have industry, all the different ethnic populations, right? The city of St. Petersburg, its goal was to create this winter haven for wealthy white Northerners.
Wow.
To come to St. Petersburg and buy winter homes, buy properties, stay at the Vinoy, stay at the Sereno, stay at the Don Cesar, right? All this stuff. The whole Great Gatsby era. I mean, that was St. Pete. We were the pinnacle of that here in our city. And this was the problem that the city leaders thought they had.
Yeah.
So they had African-American labor building everything, the hotels, the pier, the Coliseum, all this stuff, all those, we here in St. Pete, we're in love with, the streets that are still those Augusta red brick roads, who do you think laid all those bricks by hand, one by one, right? Yeah, exactly. So here's this city who has this, by percentage, a much higher African-American population then than they do now.
Yeah.
Right. Building this city, we need that population, but the city leaders saw this as how do we hide that population from, the Rockefellers and the DuPonts and, and folks like that.
A lot of history. And then I will say this, and Rui, I know you have to leave us here, but there's still so much beauty in telling history as it relates to civil rights, no matter what it is. There's still so much beauty in it because you learn so much and you appreciate maybe where you came from. You appreciate maybe what your friend or, a coworker or whatever they may have dealt with as far as their history. So I love that you all are doing this. How can folks get involved? I know there's a little fee. It's not the 25 cents you used to pay to go to the museum.
No. I wish it was still 25 cents. Yes.
How can folks get involved this Saturday?
They can go to historystpete.org, and that's our website, and we have all the tours listed there. The seating is limited. Obviously, the trolley is only so big, but we do the tour monthly. It is the fourth Saturday of every month. Each Saturday we do a different historic tour.
I love it.
And this one, it's been very popular. I think people learn something about the city's history that they did not know, of course. And it's not like we're saying, oh my God, look what you did, right? To the city. We just can't let this go away. We can't, people need to know everything about the city's history, and this was a part of it.
Yeah, well, we really thank you for this project, and
this Saturday,
this Saturday,
2-hour tour.
It is, yeah. So
Join
sign
us.
up. The website, once again, Rui, is
historystpete.org.
historystpete.org. So thank you so much.
We'll have so
Rui.
much fun this Saturday. Are you going to be on the tour? You will be on the tour.
I am the tour guide.
You're
Saturday.
leading the tour.
I am. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. We'll have an incredible time. And I should be talking to you soon.
You will be. Thank you guys so much for having us on. We really appreciate it.
Of
Rui,
course,
thank you so
Rui.
much.
Have a great day. That's something, and I love. People don't even know that this is happening in our community.
Yeah, for sure.
Even like for kids, for families, this is something that you can literally bring the kids along and have a wonderful time and learn so much too.
Right. Yeah, it's such a rich history town, and again, like I said earlier in the start of the show, was that after doing the research and like you said, even our teaser that we got coming up for the project that we're working on, Black History, I didn't realize that St. Pete was so full in history. And my goodness, to listen to Roy and the street pavements and the railroad tracks that was laid and the buildings and even some of the murals. We didn't even get a chance to talk about the murals that are painted there on the walls there in St. Pete.
I'm shocked they're able to do this in 2 hours.
I know, right? Because I would be that one guest that's going to ask detailed
a million
questions, and we're just now on the first exhibit. So Deanne, we definitely got to make sure we get us a ticket and hop along
and roll on into history.
On the tour, absolutely. Yeah,
we'll go out, enjoy that, y'all. Again, Civil Rights Trolley Tour going down in St. Pete this Saturday. They do it every fourth Saturday of the month. Some kind of historic tour throughout the city of St. Petersburg. So go and enjoy. We are now going to start talking about sinners.
Yeah.
So this morning, right? We're in our 8 a.m. show, and Chris is like, oh my gosh, Oscar noms are happening right now. I was like,
yes.
Put them on. Because going into this Oscar nomination, for folks who haven't been following Oscar nominations or award season in general, Sinners got quite a few Golden Globes nominations. It may have been 8 or 9.
Right.
But they only won like 2 or 3.
2, yes.
And so that was a huge letdown, I think, for this type of production. So going into Oscar noms, people were like, okay,
this has to be it.
Y'all better not play with Sinners.
Right.
And baby, they did not come to play. Ryan Coogler's Sinners has just made history, snagging 16 nominations, breaking the historic 3-way tie of 14 nominations for one single film. It was All About Eve, Titanic, and La La Land that held that 3-way tie for several years. But Sinners said goodbye and hello to 16 nominations.
Right. I mean, it was a phenomenal movie.
Yeah.
And it was so impactful that I've said this before. I wish it was a series. I mean, that's how much information and that backstory.
Could there be a Sinners 2?
Could there be a Sinners 2? I really do believe that's in the works. Ryan, hit us up at Really the Progress to let us know.
What we gonna do?
Be the first one to get that information.
Okay.
He can hit us up.
Like you was gonna be trying
maybe we can get Percy
direct.
On. Percy's on. We'll get Percy back on here to
to give
us the inside scoop.
Percy's such a cool person. I've stayed in contact with him since we had him. So for folks who never saw that episode of Rooted in Progress, Percy Bell is Michael B. Jordan's body double in Sinners. If you have not seen Sinners or heard of Sinners,
get out from under your rock.
I'm like, maybe go see a doctor. But Michael B. Jordan plays twins. And we all know there's only one Michael B. Now, I'd love for there to be multiple. I'd love. But there's only one. So he needed a body double in order to even make this movie happen. So Percy Bell is the actor who played the body double. We spoke to him a couple of months ago. We're going to play a quick little clip to recap just some of his insight on the film and what this film meant to him.
I really think I went back and when I watched it the second time, I was looking at more so the technical aspects of the movie, such as the body doubles, camera angles, all that. I could tell there was an obvious part of when you guys were standing in back of the truck after you just, I think you drove to that little wooded area where the truck was hidden.
Yeah.
And at the end, when you guys went to separate ways, when the twins went their separate ways, there was a scene. It was a little obvious to me, and I thought it felt like it was a little cheesy. However, I'm just saying, far as the two doubles, when you guys dapped it up, there was a behind shot of Michael B. Jordan's face, but there was that body there. That
so that was Percy.
That was you, correct?
Yeah. I was on the trying to think. I was Smoke at that point.
Yeah, and so. With that, I mean, everything was beautifully shot. I think it was beautifully choreographed. And at that point, like, I couldn't tell any other difference
Me either.
Of scenes. Maybe the scene, well, I don't want to give the movie away for those that have watched it. And at this point, if you haven't watched it, go out and watch it.
Definitely check it out.
So if you hear a spoiler alert, that's on you.
Oh, correct.
But the part when in the club, kind of what you're looking at right now, when you were holding, or Michael B. Jordan was holding you, right? How did that scene go?
Oh, on the floor.
Yeah, on the floor.
It was both. So there was a lot of blood.
Yeah.
Where Stack was dying, and Stack was dead at that point. But yeah, that one was a pretty intense scene. It took a while to shoot that actually, because you had to be so precise with every element of that. But yeah, we shot it one take where Mike was holding me, and then I was holding Mike. So different. When you saw his face on the floor, those were my hands, because obviously they couldn't replace it in that aspect. So when you saw his face, it was me he was holding, so to speak. Yeah, to me, it's created a new precedent for how we approach cinema, I think. Because this project is so loaded. It has so much flavor, so many ingredients into it. I could equate it to gumbo. There's not many people that do not like gumbo. Ironically, this was filmed in Louisiana, but you have so many different elements within this film that almost everyone can relate to it. And at the same time, it's educational. But also at the same time, it's so uplifting and sort of a feel good. We love stories being told through cinema in America. We love to kind of use our imagination, but at the same time, not be too far out of touch with it. So with this project, for me, it was not only an opportunity of a lifetime, but it was a roller coaster ride to really see exactly the possibilities and boundaries at which cinema can kind of extend, but at the same time, provide you with some educational things as well. This has sparked so many different conversations about what the true history of the American South is. Not many people knew the role the Asian population played in the South and Mississippi. Typically, when you talk about the South, you either think about white, black, and slavery and things of that nature, but you don't think about some of the Asians that were displaced and the role they played with sort of being the mediator between the whites and the blacks in the South, as well as just the story about blues music. So that in itself is a whole different world that that we can kind of dive into really deep, because this music has been the source of so many different genres that have branched out from it, and is so rich in American culture.
to the Stream Center here on Rooted in Progress. We are now talking about the historic 16 Oscar nominations going to none other than Ryan Coogler's Sinners. We just heard from Percy Bell, who was Michael B's body double in the film, who we had on Rooted in Progress. And he was talking, Terrence, about how unique this film was when it came to the production, the direction, the graphics, the music, all of those things, and it adds up with all of the nominations.
Yeah, being a guy who's always behind the camera, who's always been behind the camera. I mean, I found it fascinating of just how this movie was made with film and the coloring and even just the body doubles alone. I mean, I've watched this film 3 times just to look at just how they use CG into using Percy Bell's body, but using Michael B. Jordan's face in those scenes. Very creative, very, very, very time consuming for those that know a little bit about editing and graphic design and all that stuff. So what a phenomenal film.
Let's go through some of these nominations.
Yeah.
So Sinners was nominated for Best Picture, that's a really big deal.
It is.
There are probably about like 8 or 9 other movies in that category. That's usually a pretty stacked category there. Best Directing, Ryan Coogler. Best Lead Actor, the fine Michael B. Jordan. Best Supporting Actor, Delroy Lindo. Best Supporting Actress, Wunmi Masaku. Best Cinematography, Best Original Screenplay, Best Visual Effects, Best Sound, Best Production Design, Best Editing, Best Original Song, I Lied to You by Miles Canton, Preacher Boy. Best Costume Design, Best Casting, Best Original Score, Best Makeup and Hair. Because they killed it, especially this is a horror film, y'all. We do not see horror films, get love during award season in general as a whole.
Right.
Specifically when it comes to Oscar nominations. So that just goes to show you how much of an impact this film has had, I think, culturally. Because like Best Hair and Makeup, absolutely. It was a lot going on in Sinners with the hair and makeup.
Yeah, I mean, of course, costume design because of the time period that it took place in. Again, when it gets down to towards the end of the movie, for those that didn't see it, it kind of zombie-like, I guess you could say. So, I mean,
very much so.
All of these nominations.
Can we talk about Miles Canton?
Yeah, let's talk about.
This was dude's first film.
Yeah. I'm surprised he's not on this list.
He is. The song.
Oh, the song. You're right. You're right. I skipped that.
So Miles Canton, and I wish we even had this video.
Yes.
I don't even know. Did you see the video when he was a little kid singing?
I did. Yeah.
So Miles Canton, if you're listening to this, please go Google and search. There's a video of a little boy who's on stage at church singing the house down. Yeah. And that's Miles Canton. And he's been singing for so long, raised in the church. And for him to not only not be like a well-known singer, this was huge for him because it was a breakout role as it relates to his singing career and his acting career. So for him to get nominated, and him by way of Sinners, right, for I Lied to You, the song in Sinners, big deal.
Yeah, it was. And it's original music as well. So, he killed it. So I really enjoyed his character, man. And for this to be his first feature film, and I mean, he knocked it out of the box. So,
and that's the same thing for Percy. Remember in our show, like I asked him, like this was his biggest role to date in his acting career.
Yes.
Being Michael B's body double and being in this film Sinners. And for me, I've actually, we talked to quite a few of the actors and actresses. Imani was another one of the actresses in Sinners who was on Rooted in Progress, and we were able to talk to her as well about all of the meanings behind this film and the production of this film, and this kind of being her first big breakout role as well as an actress. Like, it's huge, and I've been looking on Instagram this morning trying to see if any of them like have posted. I haven't seen anything from Ryan Coogler yet. I haven't seen anything from Michael B, but I did just message Percy and was like, excuse me, are you okay? Because I don't think I would be.
Well, especially exactly because I think I would have set my alarm when I knew these announcements were going to drop, and would have been glued to the TV or social media or something, just to see which nominations we fall in. And so, I'm excited for them, and I'm excited, and I hope the judging goes well for them.
So this was one thing that me and Chris talked about this morning too, because you look at what happened with the Golden Globes,
right?
And you thought like, okay, 8, 9 noms, like they're gonna take home quite a bit too, and which is still a huge accomplishment. Do not get me wrong, that's still a massive accomplishment. But my prayer and my hope is that with 16 nominations, like I want at least half.
Yeah,
I wanted to take home at least half.
Right.
And my hope is that they do. I know, even for Best Lead Actor with Michael B, he's going up against Leonardo DiCaprio. He's going up against another big time actor there. But I'm like, my man's played 2 people.
Yeah,
like come on.
Yeah. We haven't seen that since Eddie Murphy and Big Mama. I mean, the Clumps.
Yes. I'm sure there has been a movie that somebody played 2 people, but I mean, like on this kind of level.
On the level of what this movie is, yeah.
I mean, yes, he's going up. Who is he going up against for Best Lead Actor?
Best Lead Actor.
I know Leonardo DiCaprio is in there. I know Michael B is in there, but there's another heavy hitter who's in there as well.
So Michael B. Jordan, Leonardo DiCaprio, Ethan Hawke, and Blue Moon, Timothy. I don't know how to say this.
Chalamet. That's who it is.
Yeah,
and
Marty
he's
Supreme.
super popular too because of Kendall. Oh no, Kylie. He date Kylie Jenner. Kylie. Yeah.
So Leonardo in One Battle After Another, which I heard was a very, very good movie.
Have you seen that movie?
I have not seen that movie.
Me either.
But it's on my list to watch.
Okay, I have seen and I've heard so many amazing things.
Yeah.
And it got nominated for a lot of things because that's a movie with Tiana Taylor, right?
It is, yes.
I haven't seen it, but I want to put that on the list. Oh, here's one of the actors, Christian Robinson. He posted "Thank You God," and he we reached out to him, and he was actually going to be on our show as well. And so he just posted that he said, from record-breaking Oscar-nominated film Sinners, thank you, God.
Yeah. Wow. Deanne, well, you know what? Let's do this. Let's take a quick break, and I'm gonna come back, and I got another point about the best supporting actor in Sinners. I want to bring his name up, Delroy Lindo. So we're gonna take a quick break, guys. We'll be right back.
Happy Thursday, or whatever day it happens to be when you're listening to this podcast. Welcome back to Rooted in Progress. We are still talking about Sinners and ultimately how they just made history.
Yes.
16 nominations for the Oscars, which is huge. We were talking about, so we've had Percy Bell, who was Michael B. Jordan's body double, on our show. And honestly, kind of to relive his episode is really neat when you think about all of the accolades that Sinners is getting right now.
Yes, and one of the names I wanted to bring up, best supporting actor for this movie, is Delroy Lindo. Mm-hmm. This is his first Oscar nominations. And he's been
Delroy?
Yeah, this is his first Oscar nominations.
Ain't no way.
It is. So the veteran actor whose resume spanned 5 decades received the nod.
The
for
man
Best
is
Actor.
like 75.
He's a legend. He's been around a long time.
He is a legend.
So
and this is his first
Oscar nomination. So
I don't believe it.
I'm really happy. I just did my research, and
who said it?
Listen, come on, man.
Give me.
You want to give me names?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Gosh, she's putting me on the spot right here.
Because it better not be AI.
Oh, it's not AI.
You know how people Google search now and they just read the first little AI part? Mm-mm.
I'm going to pull up his IMDb.
Man.
Yep. And so,
Delroy?
Delroy. And which he played an amazing part in that movie. Nominated 1 Oscar, 26 wins. Let's see.
Wow. That's shocking to me. He is been around this block for a very long time.
He has.
And has put out and been involved in some amazing films. I'm gonna guess that this is his first individual nomination. He's been nominated through other films before, right?
So how much time we got? Because I can go down the list right here. So
you know the
nomination,
time, not
Critics'
me.
Choice Award, Saturn Award. Yep, he's been nominated 3 times for the Critics' Choice Award.
Okay.
CFCA, Chicago Film Critics Association Award.
Okay.
Gotham Awards. Yeah, that's Image Awards, NAACP Awards. He's had 6 of those, maybe more than that. So this is his first Oscar nomination. It is. Wow. That's unbelievable, man. So like I said, the guy's
And what's
been
his
around.
age?
He is, I just saw it, 70.
That's what I was like. He's like around 75.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
So very exciting for him, and I really hope that he takes home that Oscar. That'll be the icing on his cake of his career. So
Miss Gladys, who's watching us live, said, "Great movie.
Gladys.
I love Michael B. Jordan. I will watch him in anything, even a cartoon or a commercial." Girl, yes, I know that's right. I will too.
you know one thing about you, Deanne, I can say that when the movie dropped and we were trying to reach out to some of the actors, you how can I say it properly? You shot your shot. You took your shot. You know what I'm saying?
With Michael B?
With Michael B. Jordan, and
Listen.
slid in his DM and tried to get Michael B. Yeah.
Now I slid in Michael B.'s DMs to get him on Rooted. Let's clear the air.
That's on you. No judgment here. No judgment
I
whatsoever.
reached out to Michael B. to get him on Rooted.
So I mean, and we ended up with the second best
Right. Hello.
Percy Bell. So.
Hey, you gotta shoot your shot sometimes.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
I only shoot my shot when it comes to work, though. So I mean, it is what it is. We got Percy Bell, which was
Look at my
amazing.
face. If y'all can see my face right now,
We can see your face right now.
well, those that are listening, she said she only shoot her shot when it comes to work. So I believe
Correct.
You. I believe you.
I can't shoot my shot in real life, Terrence. I'm scared.
Okay, that's a whole nother episode. Relationship
I'm scared.
101 coming up next week, y'all.
Yeah. No, I can't.
But
I
no, man,
can't.
shout out to Sinners, shout out to the nominations of Michael B. Jordan, Ryan Coogler. You know, one thing, Deanne, if you haven't done it, and folks, you haven't done it, go back and look at behind the scenes where he talks about the film that he used to shoot this movie. And it's a true lesson, a directing lesson of how he shot it, the cameras he used, the lighting, everything. It's very informative, man. So for those huge movie buffs.
It's a good one. And if you haven't seen it in general, still at least go see it. It is on Amazon Prime. I saw that last night. It is on Amazon Prime. So it's one of those that you can now watch. Not technically for free, because I'm sure you're like paying for Amazon Prime, but you can at least watch it.
Should have went to the movies and watched it.
I know, because it was, and I did go back and watch it twice. I did on a airplane where I watched it twice, and there's so many messages
There is.
within the film, and so it's more than just watching a movie, like getting something or like a feel good movie or something to pass time. It's not that kind of film. It's a film that like literally captivates you and makes you think about history, makes you think about how you move in your daily life. Like there's just
your faith. There's definitely it's a true movie that about the battle between good and evil.
So shout out to Sinners, shout out to everyone a part of that film. I also want to give a shout out to Danielle Brooks, who looked so good announcing the nominations today. And so she's Danielle Brooks from The Color Purple. If you watch, what's the movie with the people in the jail on Netflix? Orange is the New Black. She starred in that. She is just a phenomenal actress, a phenomenal woman. I love her. Never met her a day in my life. But I know for her, TMZ had caught her. And she was like, they were like, who do you think is going to be nominated for Best Picture? She was like, oh, Sinners. Like, she was like, duh, it's going to be Sinners. So she was right.
And then Hallie Steinfeld, who is the wife of Josh Allen, quarterback for the Buffalo Bills. They just
and they lost, right?
Yeah, Buffalo did lose. So, but
she winning though.
They just celebrated their first, the birth of their child.
Oh, I thought she was pregnant.
No, she had it. She had the baby.
I don't think so, friend. She was just pregnant on the Golden Globes red carpet.
Okay, we'll look that up, folks.
Look it up right now.
We'll look that up.
No, look it up right now.
Time, so
I'm pretty sure homegirl is still pregnant. She was just pregnant on the Golden Globes red carpet.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Say it one more time.
Yeah, my bad.
No, say it one more time.
No, because she did miss one of his playoff games. I watched the playoffs and
she missed it because she was at the Golden Globes.
Yeah, so,
not
okay, you're right.
Not because she was having a baby.
So anyway, they will be expecting their first child. So on top of this would be great that she could get her an Oscar on top of that. So folks,
yes,
we're out.
Oh, no, we're not. I do want to tell folks, if you missed the beginning portion and you're listening live to this episode, if you don't have anything to do this Saturday, St. Pete is putting on an amazing civil rights trolley tour. It is going down on Saturday. It's a 2-hour tour hosted by none other than Mr. Rui Farias, who's the executive director of the St. Petersburg Museum of History. So they're going to do this amazing tour. It's $35 or $45, depending on if you're a member or not a member of the History Museum. And so that is something that you could take the family to do. And it's something that where you can learn some Black history outside of Black History Month.
Yeah, it is, guys. So it's open for everybody, like she said, all ages, all ethnicity. Take advantage of it. It's very rich. It's very educational. So I think I am going to take that tour myself.
Oh,
so
good for
yeah,
you,
for sure. Yep.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, y'all have a fabulous week. We'll see you back here on Rooted in Progress next week. We are live every Thursday at 9:30 in the morning. If you haven't, download the WFLA app. You can watch it straight from the app, or of course, you could join us live on the WFLA Facebook page. And don't forget, all of our episodes are available on all streaming platforms. Y'all stay rooted.
Stay rooted, folks.